What's up, everybody? Accountability. When I was a kid, I roamed these streets of Baltimore. This community right here was another community that I came up in, practiced martial arts in. We talking about Solo, the slums of the city. In the new documentary, you get a chance to see Lawfare Projects, how it used to be, where I refined the concepts of point MMA, the complete martial arts program, and I left that place getting on my first bus to head to New York City. And I always like to revisit these places because I never want to forget why I do what I do. And a lot of times I work with people, I talk to people, and they talk about a lot of things. And once again, I dream. Remember, I used to live here. I used to be in places like this. And I always dream because I want to go beyond. I don't ever want my kids to ever experience situations like this. You feel me? So I continue to push forward. I continue to strive and not settle for anything less than being held accountable for giving life my best. So when I look at my kids, I celebrate their success. And I thank God for giving me a chance to break the cycle. I hold myself accountable every day. And I begin to even now take it personal when people want to call me and talk to me and tell me what they can do for me. When yet you don't understand how low I can be if I don't get up and hold myself accountable for what I eat, what I dream, what I think, what I do, how I treat my wife, how I treat my kids, how I serve God, and how I remember and learn to appreciate where I used to be to where I'm going. So I ain't teaching kicks or punches or whatever. And I ain't trying to emulate somebody else's style or somebody else's concepts. What I do come from the grit. I don't fake it. Wasn't born with a silver spoon. Wasn't somebody giving me an opportunity to take something. When I say 1 out of 100, yes, I am that 1% that made it out and refused to go back. And neither do I want my kids to go back. You think it's a movie. You think I'm trying to compete with somebody. Man, I'm competing against my life so I can be better than what I used to be. I can be more successful than what I ever could possibly imagine. I know how hard it used to be. I know what it feels like. You understand what I'm saying? We study and we read and we talk to people and we understand the trauma of what most kids face today, the trauma that will continue to live with them for the rest of their lives if they don't find a way to deal with it. I'm a penalty of them not knowing anything about it or trying to show me how to deal with it. So I had to go to jail and learn how to hold myself accountable and deal with it to this day. And every day I'm still dealing with it because nobody think about what it's like not to eat, what it's like to come from the slums, what it's like to break out of this, what it's like to be bullied and talked to and beat down and spit on and anything you can imagine. So when you talking to me and I'm working with you, I ain't got no time to play around. I don't take myself serious, but I take life serious. I take my responsibilities serious. I take the legacy that I got to leave for my kids serious. All those things are really, really important. And it's important for me to push through and work hard and remember that all what you see right here, that's where I can end up at and lower than this. You know, I realized a long time ago that if I didn't change my life and be held accountable for what I do every day, it's jails, institutions, and deaths. So when you say you feel me, you understand me, nah, I don't think so. And working with so many people, collaborating with so many people of such high caliber, the most famous and wealthiest people on the planet, you haven't changed my reality. Who changes my daily reality is God, my family, my community, and my accountability to myself to make sure that I got to do what I need to do to make sure I don't ever repeat that cycle. And it's sad. You can believe that things going to change. You come in contact with all these wealthy, famous people and all these people, places, and things. Man, they don't change nothing. They don't change nothing. It's like the guy told me when I was lost, and he said, look, I don't care what people say to you, what people promise you. Guess what? At the end of the day, you got to choose not to get high no more, not to sell drugs, and not to hang out in communities like this, flipping the script and twirling the package every day. Only you, when you're alone by yourself, you got to make a decision that you want a better life. And guess what? You got to make a decision and say that I want a better life, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to have to do that, because at the end of the day, ain't nobody around helping you pay your bills. Wasn't nobody around helping us make it through the COVID. Wasn't nobody coming and saying, hey, do Zoom like this. Wasn't nobody coming knocking on the door. Wasn't nobody coming to do whatever. I always be aware of my surroundings. I don't care where I'm at. I always watching what's going on. So I don't just make it. I ain't talking about no kicks and punches. If I'm in an area like this and I got to throw a kick or a punch, I know I already lost the fight. You feel me? So when I be talking to you about that, I ain't just joking. I got to be aware wherever I'm at. What's going on around me, in front of me, who's walking by, whatever. That's just street combat, baby. It's real. I ain't trying to fight. Got no time to fight. I ain't trying to be big and bad on the street, because guess what? You could end up here. You know, even where I'm at right now, if I ain't careful, I can end up missing, and you wouldn't even know where I'm at, because you don't know where I'm at right now. It take days and days for people to figure me out. Do whatever they need to do. Throw me up in a house, boom, who gonna find me? Nobody. Tell the guy I come to work. By that time, the rats and the roaches that ate me up. You feel me? That's real talk, man. I ain't joking. Y'all think I'm joking. This is passion, motivation, inspiration, and desire, because I want somebody out there that's struggling and know, look, I still do it every day. I get up every day to fight through it, to be the best I can possibly be and be accountable for me. Because if I'm not accountable for me, how can I be of service for anyone else? And then guess what? I want to inspire that to my kids, to my family, my grandkids. Man, it's about breaking a cycle. Playing about this. If you really want to work, you really want to help, you really want to grow, come together. Let's stop talking. Let's stop talking. You see this? This is where I used to be. This used to be my life. One another element. This is what it used to be. You feel me? This playground is where we did it at. One of the many. This ain't no joke. Stop playing. I ain't playing, man. Support the cause. Don't talk about the movie. Talk about what it represents and how it can be an inspiration and motivation for somebody else. Talk about the books. Talk about what we do. As Public Enemy said, I don't need you to clap for me or applaud me. I'm okay. Even on these streets, people hated me and called me Black Bruce Lee and laughed at me and said I would never make it. I ain't trying to put nobody down and say, yeah, I made it. Man, I'm trying to make it every day. But when I'm telling you, don't let nobody quit and stop you from striving to be the best you can possibly be. Dig down deep and be all you want to be. Strive, push, don't quit. You feel me? Nobody knows. I don't care who I talk to, who you are. You don't know what it's like to live here, to be in the gutter, to be in the slums, to eat out of trash cans, to be molested, humiliated, frustrated, and most importantly, to have to break out and still got the childhood trauma of yesterday. We talk about mental health. Come on, man. We've been going through that since I was a kid. Wasn't nobody trying to help us out. So it's my commitment, my solution to come with what we do with Point MMA. And all you think is about me trying to get you to support something so I can do another sport. Forget that. That's on a low end of the totem pole. I'm trying to help a kid never have to suffer through what I went through and help a parent to understand that I know what you're going through. But if we don't find accountability, if we don't find tools, real tools, I ain't trying to sell you nothing. I made it from here. And when I came home from jail, I never even had the courage to come back here. And by the grace of God, when you spiritually fit with mind, body, and spirit, you could do some remarkable things. Now look at me now. I'm here talking to you from there because I'm spiritually connected to my higher power and I know what it takes day to day. So be careful for the fakes, the perpetrators, and the ones that try to do whatever they can do to manipulate you and play on your mind, because at the end of the day, you got to come back home here or a place like this. This place centers in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, man. Pete Rock, CL Smooth, the ghetto of the mind. Forget all that external, the mind. I break this, I fix this with the warrior's mindset. Guess what? We can rise above this and we can come back and rebuild it. But most importantly, rebuild the people. When you rebuild the people, then you change the environment. You feel me? 1 out of 100. Ain't no joke. It's a movement. Either you with it or you not. Ain't no fake. Ain't no perpetrating. Ain't no selling. Ain't no whatever. Stronger than drugs. You got to be stronger than drugs. You cannot be drinking, smoking, and engaging in anything and say you a part of that. Nah, man. Be real. I'm real. You feel me? Peace and blessings. One God, one love. Remember, it's God, family, community, and business, baby. Represent the truth. You feel me? Authentic truth.